You ain't that we will fall, so we can say falling. Promise you I'll cut it out.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Man, it's been a lot of revelations and a lot of understanding of self has been happening lately in my life. I don't know about anyone else, but it feels like during this time of the year, towards the end of the year, everything starts kind of kicking into reality. Like, oh man, it's another year's gone by. We're in November now. And my post is like, I'll probably post it in November still. I think I got one going out next week or this week, and this one will be the next week after that. But yeah, so pretty much towards this time of the year, everybody is like settling down, getting ready for presents, getting ready for Thanksgiving, getting ready for all the family gatherings and everything, right? Everything's a little bit more conflicting too with other people that may not have families, may not have a place to go to Thanksgiving, may not have even a home. You know, it's the reality that we have to take into consideration in our lives. And that's not so much to look at other people's lives and be like, man, I'm good and I'm not like that. It's more of a perspective to start really living in a state of gratitude. Living in a state of gratitude and learning how we live our lives can have an impact on people's lives one day, can really make a difference in someone's life. Say you're someone that you're super passionate, you're super talented at one thing, and like this one thing, people have done it before and they have made millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you have that same talent, but you may not have that same drive, you might not have that same devotion, that same dedication, you may not even have all the same resources they had. The reality is that not everybody is born the most talented and with all the resources. Not everybody is born with all the resources and talent. So it's always going to be a given when it comes to something. There's always something, always is going to be a determining factor in what you do. And I really truly believe that we are all talented in our own way, and we all have our gifts that God-given gifts that God puts in our lives. I also truly believe that God wants us all to be successful. Obviously, that's not the case because He gives us free will. So whether we choose to act on that gift and on those talents that we have is a different story, right? Completely different story. But the faster that we can realize that what we are, our talents that we have and our gifts that we have. Say you live in a state of insecurity. Say you're like, man, I know I'm good at this, but I don't want to do it because I don't feel like I can do it. It's a state of insecurity. You're not confident in yourself, right? We have to really take into consideration others that may not have everything we have. Simple roof over your head is for example, right? Prime example. But you know what? If we have a lot, if our cup is overflowing, it's much easier for us to pour into someone else's cup, right? Versus when the cup's like barely even full. You can't give nobody else water like that. You can't share your cup. You barely have enough for yourself. But we all have to strive to get to a point where our cup is overflowing. And I shout out to my brother Brandon. He's always told me this, and I live by this very day. We have to get in a place where we understand that once our cup is overflowing from all the fruits of our hard work and our dedication and our time put into our craft, our talents and our gifts, then we are able to actually give. We are able to be in a state of giving, not in a state of receiving, because sometimes you got to receive your blessing first to be able to give the blessing, right? Not all the time. Sometimes you give, and everyone's different. I've given my whole life. Even when I didn't have, I'll give the shirt off my back to the person next to me, even if I don't have a shirt to put on after that. But I'm not trying to sit here and be like, oh, I'm such a good person. It's just the kind of person that I am. But once we get, a lot of people live in a state of scarcity and a state of fearing what wasting this dollar will happen, what wasting the dollar may affect, right? Your bills, your food, whatever it is going out. Everyone has different things they need money for, necessities. But I really truly believe that that's where the faith in God comes into play. Is once you have a faith in God, there's no scarcity no more. There's no fear of where my money's coming from the next time. There's no fear of if I waste this $10 to help this person with $5, now I'm left with $5. I'm not gonna have those $5 no more. There's truly no more of that. On the contrary, there's more of like, all right, I'm gonna give this, and it may not be much because I don't have much, but I'll be all right because God got me. I have faith in God that God's gonna provide regardless. God says He provides for the birds, right? The birds don't ever go worrying about where my food's coming from. Birds just eat, and we have to really be like the birds. We don't have to worry so much. Obviously, everything is to be taken with a grain of salt, right? I'm not saying out here going to go throw all your money away and give it to everyone else and like don't pay your bills. Obviously, that's not what I'm saying. Everything is in context. But there is situations where you'll come across and you may have 10 and someone's asking for 5 and your bills might be paid. There may not even be much food in your fridge. You giving those 5s to that person, already understand that God's going to provide for you. Always have faith in God that He will provide for you. And it goes back to my point that I was trying to make, is that once we get in a place of overflowing cups, then we can actually be in a state of giving. Hence means we are able to help more people during these times, especially Thanksgiving, Christmas. We're able to actually be in a state of giving. Maybe that is donating to your local church, donating to a GoFundMe that someone set up to give food out for the community. Whether buckets where you're able to drop, I'm sorry, present buckets where you're able to drop presents for Christmas. Kids that may not have presents. Those type of things. Without that scarcity, without that scarcity of where if I give this, I'm not gonna have them. So why am I gonna give? There's no need to live in that state. In the day, it goes back to the not so worldly, not so biblical understanding. But the reality is, scared money don't make money either, right? Take that how you want it. But scared money don't make money. You can't be scared of money because you're not gonna make more money. And obviously, me being in God and Christ now, my faith takes a big part in that too, because I'm faith driven when I'm trying to pursue or give. I'm faith driven in anything that I do, and I have faith in God that God's gonna provide regardless of what the outcome is. So we got to learn to be in a state of overflowing, and that's what I want to really step into this next year. And I'm time stamping this in my video too, because I want to be able to come back to this 1 year, 2 years, 5 years from now. And that's why I recommend anyone out there that is in the process of self-development and trying to discover themselves. I really recommend you jump on the YouTube videos and just talk. Even if nobody watches, it's perfectly fine. But my next year, I'm really trying to be in the state of overflowing, where my cup's overflowing, and I'm just able to give and just keep doing that, reciprocating that, be in a different place in life where I'm able to actually provide and help, and in the future, obviously, have kids and have a wife and do the whole family thing, God willing, So yeah, take that how you want it. Let's be in it. Let's learn to get in a place of overflowing, and let's learn to not be so scared about where we're gonna get our next meal from. Because God doesn't want us to be stressed, and I'm sure nobody loves to live in that state of mind. Like, where am I gonna get my food from? Or I'm not gonna be able to pay my bills. It's the most scariest thing and most depressing thing. I've been there plenty of times. Trust me, plenty of time. And even then, even if I were to go back to zero, I know I'll be good because I got faith in God. At the end of the day, God's gonna provide, so I don't even have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. So yeah, I'm about to pull to a coffee shop, get my studying in. But I'm gonna leave y'all with that little food for thought. Yeah.